Welcome to WoolTalks, December 2020. And this time we will be discussing together with Linda from Edu Gems. And Linda and I will be talking about EduGems Storification, story start process. And of course, here is also Story Sheep, my fictional boss here. So let's start from the beginning. Linda, please tell us a little bit about EduGems. What is EduGems? What do you do?
Hi, Anne. Thank you. EduGems started off before the COVID, started off as an education camp program for children. So we had plans that Asian children would come to Finland to join camps and learn about Finnish culture, about Finnish education, and especially STEAM, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, and also combine this program with sustainability and 21st century skills. To make this process more fun and enjoyable for the kids, we wanted to include a character into the learning process. And that's when we contacted you, Anne, to create a story for our camps and to think of a character that could come and invite the children on this learning journey, and also to find ways to motivate them and to try to make the learning process more fun, because learning about sustainability includes quite a lot of difficult terms and topics. So our character would be the one who would make this process more fun for the kids.
Do you remember how did you find me and my company and storification method?
When we started off, we looked at, if I remember correctly, it was through Business Finland, because we were able to use this grant in innovation, like an innovation grant.
Yeah, for startups. Yes.
Yes, and you were part of this program, and we thought that it would be a fantastic investment for us to use it on storification. And as we knew, you were the only person in Finland doing this type of storification. So we thought that we're getting in contact with the best one.
So we started the process. What do you remember from the start? I think we had the Storytree workshop and we started defining the core story for the whole EduGems company and for the camps.
I remember at first we communicated through emails and through phone, and then we set up a meeting. And what I can still remember is that you really took our whole core philosophy of who we are, what we are doing, and why, and we kind of started working on that. So you really did your background checks, and you were keen to know about us, that why did we start this business, and what are we doing, and what do we want to achieve, so that story would then come across in our business story, as well as also in the character.
And that was in the story workshop, it was you and Marianne and Eva, so also your co-partners.
Yes, and I remember you had a big, like a big
Storytree canvas.
Storytree, yeah. What do you call it? Juliste?
Yes, canvas or
a
something.
canvas, yes, that we could kind of all the time keep it very visual, that all the new ideas we had, we knew where to put them, and we knew how it would all come together. And you always took good notes and summarized everything very clearly.
Yeah, I remember we had quite a lot of talk about when we reached the Storytree branches, which is the place where we put all those story elements when we have done the core work in the roots and the trunk of the tree. So I think there was quite a lot of talk about we started finding out what could this character be in the story of the EduGems. And of course, the one question we talked quite a lot about was the customers of the camps and how to make the story appealing and engaging for customers. What do you remember about that? And
yes, because for us, especially for the camps, our end customers, they're the children, but they're not the ones buying the camps, or they're not the ones buying the program. So we had to think about how to make the program appealing for the parents, to make the parents want to join and buy the program, as well as also then how to make it appealing for the children, and how to link everything that's Finnish and Finnish education and the nature and the whole feeling that Finland gives. That was important for us. So we really started
yes.
off from zero, now that I think back, and we did create a whole new world.
Yeah, and I remember also we talked quite a lot about this. Of course, when we're talking about the parents and children traveling abroad to be part of these camps. Of course, nowadays you are also doing the online camps, and but of course the safety is very important part, and that was one of the things we also talked quite a lot, how we can in the storification, story-driven service design process somehow tell that Finland is a safe country and it is safe to come here to be part of these camps.
Yes, I remember what we talked about was that we tried to give the feeling for the child, and to make them imagine that the trip or the journey started already before they would arrive to Finland, so that they would already have the excitement and the anticipation for the camp even before arriving to Finland. So this is where you also helped us to plan the trip before the flight, and then during the flight, and also after the flight. So it would be like a whole process.
Yeah, the whole customer journey. Yeah.
You didn't only think about the camp during that time, but also you always took it a step further to also think about the process before.
What was the outcome from the Storytree process? We found out these characters and these story elements, all of this. We went through all of these elements of Finnish nature and sustainability and all things related to that. And then we were going through different characters. What could it be? And then in the end, we found out this one character.
Yes, I think we always had perhaps this character in mind, that it would relate best to education, and also what's Finnish and what relates to Lapland, and we chose an Arctic owl, which became our main character then. And we also thought about the name, a name for the character, and since our company name is Edu Gems, then Gem became the name. So Gem the owl, Gem the wise Arctic owl who guides the children,
Yeah.
and who takes them on this learning journey to Finland. So we also wanted that each day or each lesson at the camp, it would evolve around a story, or around a quest or some task that Gem would give to the children. And there you too, Anne, you created one story each for each lesson, so that each lesson starts with the teacher telling this story, and kind of transferring the children to this magical world of Lapland and Gem, and making them visualize these problems in the world that Gem sees when he's flying around, taking the children to face all these issues in the nature and around the world.
Yeah, I remember it was a very exciting project together with Marianne when we were doing the work, and Marianne was telling us that telling me that what needs to be inside every lesson, and then I was trying to find the way to how we can bring the Gem's story and Gem's journey, what happens there on its journey to each of the lessons, and so we could, how to say, tie everything together with the story of Gem. Yes. Flying from place to another. And I think what happened that this Gem started to become alive. So character started to live kind of its own life. I think what happened, when we were working with the lessons.
Especially after we got the graphic version, or the actual photo of the owl too. I think that helped us as well, that Gem wasn't only in our imagination, it was something more concrete.
And visual.
We could visual, and also add it to our posts, and add it to our lesson plans and the PowerPoints, and it was quite exciting. And also to plan more around it, so to kind of make the story even bigger. So I think once having the core story, there's a lot of new stories that have been brought to life after that.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because that's, I think, what is the important thing, that what comes with the core story, that when the core story is done, it starts to live in different functions of the company and character and everything around the story.
Like you always said, there was this red thread that needs to follow the story. So I think once we had the red thread, it was easy to work from there. And you were really with us every step of the way, so you didn't let us lose track of that red thread.
Yeah, always reminding with the the common red thread. Yeah, I was wondering, maybe we should for our audience to tell that how did we started with the Storytree workshop, and then we did the core story, and we were it was not like that it was only like a one story and then it was ready. It was quite a lot of wandering around how it needs to be done, what's the correct core story for EduGems. And we were wondering quite a lot about everything that is really reflecting the values and the service promise and the safety, and how we can tie inside the story that everything about this Finland as a country of how to say, we are to how to say in education we are the very much the ones who are showing the way how to educate sustainability and how we can use this new ways of education. And of course we wanted to somehow tie that into a story so that
you really managed to help us in that. And like you said, it wasn't only about 1 or 2 workshops. You always compiled all the information and sent it to us in a visual format, and also encouraged us to search for a lot of photos and to communicate through the photos, because maybe in the beginning when we didn't have the story yet, we all had a lot of ideas. So kind of combining all the ideas that we had and what visual elements would be necessary.
Yeah, it's very important. I think even when we are trying to find the core story, I think with EduGems and with other companies, I'm using quite a lot of Pinterest. It's quite good to have a secret file in the Pinterest, and then we can together put some photos there and use them as a tool to define what is the visuality and the world around the story. So we had the core story, and then we started working together with the character designer Jaakko. Started creating the first version, like the first draft of the character, which is something that we have right now, because now we are how to say, testing the character, and maybe in the future it will be taken further and designed even better. It will have more more ways to express itself in the future.
Yes, that's what was important also in the beginning of starting this storification process, that we would have a brand, and that we would have a story and a brand that kind of connects all our future products as well, and that there could be more built upon these characters.
And then we had the character design, and from that point, and then we started doing we did also the video. We find the Jarkko, who started doing the kind of like a trailer video, which we have in filmmaking. So it was the story video.
And there too, you Anne, you were the one who started the process and took care that you were involved, communicating with the illustrator, and also with the filmmaker, that you didn't leave us doing that by ourselves. That since you were so involved with the story already, it was really great that you took it a step further and also explained it to the next person involved.
Yeah, that's really also very important, because I feel that when you are doing the storification work, it's really important that the common red thread follows to everything we do, and every person that gets involved with the process knows what the story is and how to take it further, and really is doing their best to make the story
and
alive.
taking that process to the end. It's very easy to start something, but to really take it from the start to the end, that takes a lot of effort, and you did really do that. Helped in every step.
Yeah, and that's really good, because we had the startup grant, the money to help us do the work, that this was not only a story start, but there was this, we could also do the continuity of the process, and that is something that I would like to more of my clients to see that how important it is to have the different phases of the storification process and the continuity there.
Yes.
Because
if I recall correctly, we loved you so much that we even bought extra services after.
Yeah, you did. You did.
So we felt that we couldn't do without you.
Yeah. So that was when we started doing the camp, the customer journey of the camp, and doing that storification work there together with Marianne. So that was
So
okay.
Having a person like you could be, I'm sure in every company you could be just a part of it and a part of the process, because it's about communicating, and it's about especially communicating about the story and about the product. I don't think it ever ends. It's something that we're doing constantly through marketing and social media.
And it was very important in the beginning, I think, when a company is starting to use the storification and the core story is done, so that everybody kind of, they really kind of got the story and find out how to use the story. So that way, maybe in the beginning, it's even more important to have the story designer there to help everybody to get on board. And of course, that we can have very open discussion about also the fears and doubts about using the story. Is this the right story? How we gonna apply this? How we gonna test how our customers reflect to our story elements and so on. Do you remember these fears and doubts and all of that?
Because like for when choosing the character, we had to take in consideration some cultural aspects and some how do you call it, the prejudice for some animals or some colors, and so we did have to do quite a lot of background check and research that everything would be okay, and nobody would take the owl as a threat, or that we wanted to be a positive character and a positive image. And I think we did manage to do that. Also, even when we were designing or we were part of the design of the owl, we did take that in consideration too, that we did a full switch, or we did we didn't accept the first character as it was created, because we had the fear that it seemed a little bit too threatening or too angry. So but this was also something that we were able to discuss together and come to a conclusion together, and communicate further that we needed to try again and try something different. So it wasn't it didn't become into a huge issue. We just took another turn.
It is really important in the creative process that there are, what comes to story, I think that it's that it really is this process that we see, is it is working, how we need to get it better, and also with the character visual design, definitely. And I think this was really also very, let's say, learning journey for us as well, to see, okay, how to do this character, what we need to consider. And of course there was this cultural background that we find out that there are these, that the owl is a bit different in different cultures as an animal, and we need to see that how the story around also, and also kind of describes what is the gem as an owl, what it means. And so we needed to also make it look more fun and and maybe a bit more like a fairy tale like, I think. Yeah, the first one was maybe a bit more a real owl.
Yes. But it's I think it was realizing this, that it can be done. It's not finished straight away. When it's a story, the story comes alive, and it lives, it changes. There are different plots, and it evolves. So you just have to jump into it and be ready to kind of go on a journey yourself. You don't always know what happens in the end. So it's exciting.
Yeah, that's good point also, because we are very much eager to get to the find the resolution, of course, and definitely with the startup companies we are very much, we need to work fast and find out the right solutions fast, but this also we need to be quite flexible when it comes to this creative process to change and see that how, okay, we need to do this way, and it's working better for us this way.
And I think especially you, Anne, you took in consideration that we are a startup and that we didn't have resources to pay for everything that we wished that we could have paid. So you always took this also in consideration, that what we chose would work within our budget, and that was very, very important.
Yeah, what comes to character design, we decided that we will get the first draft, and now we're using that, and in the future we can improve, and we can also get the customer feedback and see that how the character works, and also with the videos and everything we can make it also better in the future. And of course, now EduGems, of course, has suffered some of these Corona times. And how do you see that? And how, I know that you started doing these online camps, online courses. Now, how do you see that the story has helped you with that? And how have you been able to take that story also online?
Yes, so when Corona hit in March, we quickly realized that we could not organize these camps in Finland. So we had to be creative and think about what we could do. And as we had already been offering teacher training programs in Finland, we came to the conclusion that this would be the best solution for us to take the teacher training programs online and to create an e-learning platform. And so all of these courses that the kids would have come to the camps in Finland, now these lessons are online as lesson plans for the teachers instead. So GEM still lives on in these lessons, and now teachers from abroad, they can use these lessons in their own classrooms, and they can take their own students on a journey to Finland, but in a virtual format.
Yeah, together with GEM.
Yes,
GEM
and
to
now
OWL.
we're hoping that also we can provide then online programs for children in the future. So at the moment we only have teacher training programs, but hopefully this could be our next step, and then GEM could really step into the spotlight and guide the children. So we're hoping to work again with you, Anne.
Yeah, really looking forward to it, because of course I think I also fell in love with your group and your process very much, and it was very much fun, of course, because now we were doing the work that customers were children and teenagers, so, and of course also teachers, but still we could do very much this very fictional, dramatic storytelling, fairy tale storytelling, storification process as well.
And I do feel that once there is a story and there's a character, there's almost endless possibilities to what we could do. So there could be books, there could be TV programs, there could be some kids objects, materials. It's really exciting to see.
Gamification as well, different like learning.
Yes, especially gamification. We did have this. This was something that we talked about early in the beginning, that if Gem were to become a game at some point, then how would this character be transferred there, and how would it work? So we did take that into consideration as well.
Yeah, and of course gamification and storification are like sisters as methods, and I think that's very important as a company. If you want to use gamification, I think you should definitely find out the company's engaging core story and also use storification, and from that point start using gamification, because gamification works much better when you have the core story there.
Definitely.
With your company. And what do you feel are the biggest benefits? Of course, there's been a lot of talk already about these benefits, but the biggest benefits from storification, and why do you think that other companies should start using storification, story-driven service design, and turning their customer experience into a story experience?
I think especially working with you, Anne, that was very enjoyable for us, and you helped us so much, that to have a person who is really a pro in storification helps, because if we were by ourselves trying to create a completely new story, I don't think that would have ever been possible. So you were really the person who held it all together and helped us through this process. And what we also realized, that it's so important to have something to connect with the children, with the students. And this was the reason why GEM was created, that there would be a bond, a link between what we are teaching and with the children. You have to, you can't just be teaching and giving them very difficult issues to ponder over if they can't relate to that. So it has to be something that inspires the kids and motivates them. So this story was definitely the cherry on the top.
Thanks so much, Linda. I don't know what to say. I feel like,
Can't recommend you enough. I hope that especially foreigners too would come and get to know you and get to know Storytree.
Yeah, and the whole storification process. Yes, I really hope that like more companies, and in the future I'm starting to use do these online courses about storification also in English. So then I hope that more and more people also outside Finland can start to learn about this storification, story-driven service design, and see how this method works and use it.
We're happy to use Gem the owl as an example, and hope the story elaborates from here and comes alive.
Yeah, really hoping to see that. Really long and beautiful journey for Gem the owl, and of course hoping that this from these times that this corona times will pass, and you will also be able to do these live camps here in Finland as you planned in the beginning. But of course,
Yes.
it is great that now you can also quite fast you have been able to do this online.
And that is
online
also
courses.
thanks for having the story and thanks to having a program already built before this happened. So it was quite easy for us to take it a step further.
Yeah. Thanks, Linda, so much that you took this time. Me and my fictional boss are so grateful that you shared the story and the journey of Gem the Owl so far, and
Yes.
looking.
I hope that next time I will have Gem the Owl as a
Yes.
character too.
Yes, yes. And thanks for being part of this WoolTalks. So this was December 2020 WoolTalks. See you next time on WoolTalks.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.